Hello, I'm Brad, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up the classic Nintendo Entertainment System. First of all, I'd just like to say that I'm using the PAL version, so if you're using the NTSC version or the PAL B version, this tutorial will still work for that. So first of all, you're going to need the Nintendo, the AC adapter. As you can see, I've got the 3-pronged adapter there. And you're going to need to choose between the double-ended RCA cable and the RF cable. Now, I personally recommend the RCA cable because it gives a lot higher quality. This is actually the PlayStation 1 RCA cable, but anyone will work. You can just get them from the electronics store. It's pretty cheap. The second choice is the RF cable, which you can see on my right here. Just going to pick that up. So this has two ends. This end will go into the Nintendo, and the other end here, this will go into the TV where your aerial will be. This gives a lower quality, so I definitely recommend the RCA cables. Okay, so there are many benefits to both, but I would definitely go with the RCA over the RF. So I think that's all I need to say about that. So let's get on to setting up the system and getting that all hooked up. Okay, so I'm going to start with the RCA cables. So you're going to need any double-ended RCA cable, and you're going to need a spare socket to put in the AC adapter. So I'm going to take the AC adapter, put that under my desk. I apologise for the poor lighting under here, but I'm just going to put that in the socket there. And then the blue end, which I will show you now. This will go into the back of the Nintendo. There is a little blue hole there. It should say something like AC adapter or power, something like that. And you just plug that in there, and then you turn it on the wall. Next, you need to put in your RCA cables. So you just put in the red plug into the red hole and the yellow plug into the yellow hole. So the red being audio and the yellow being video, if I'm not mistaken. The other two will need to go into the Okay, so here's what you need. You need your Nintendo, the AC power adapter, and the RF cables. So I recorded the video before I recorded the audio, so this is a little awkward. So there we go. Alright, so at the moment I'm just putting in the power. Again, I'm going to put it in the empty socket. Then the blue end will go in the blue port on the back of the NES console. That should say AC adapter or power, not quite sure. I'll have to check that. And then you're going to need to put the RF cable in. So now that I've moved it over by the TV and the RF cable is by the side of it, the end that I just showed you here will need to go into the aerial socket on your TV. So you may need to take that out. I know it's a nuisance. This is actually the PS1 box, which is automatic, so you can see there, that is my cable that I use to watch Freeview, and the PS1 will alternate between that depending on whether the PS1 is on or not. But for now we're stuck with this because this came out 9 years before, if my maths is correct. So yeah, the technology wasn't quite there yet. So anyway, you can plug this into the back of the Nintendo, the other end, and here comes the tedious part. So turn on the NES, make sure there is a game in there. Then you want to go onto antenna or TV, just as long as it's not AV, whatever your TV will call it. And on my controller, it's called menu, which I will show you in a second. The buttons will vary depending on what you are, what TV you have. I have an LG. So here it will say menu. Press that and go into setup, and then you want to go into manual tuning. Do not go into auto tuning, because that might mess a few things up. So all I have to do on mine is just scroll across at the top. Took me a little longer than I thought to get this to work. But if you scroll along the top, go across to TV, just change it. It should work. My channel is set to 36. That's because the frequency that the PlayStation runs off. But it seemed to work for the Nintendo. So yeah, I would definitely make that the first thing you try. If it doesn't work, that may be because you're in the US. If you're in the US, try 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. If it doesn't work, I'm not quite sure. I've heard another number is 24 or 20. But if you still can't find it, leave a comment. I'll be sure to get on that and find it out. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Leave a like and a favourite if you liked it, a dislike if you disliked it, and maybe some constructive criticism. That is always appreciated.